a little lengthier than I intended. But as she said, I'm Stephanie McMillan. I am Anne's daughter, very proud to be so, especially here when I see many people oogling her long straight ribbons. And I'm getting as close as I can to her. But all kidding aside, I'm really happy to be here. And she said she wanted me to talk about what it's like to be a Pampered Chef Kid. So I thought of 10 things that I've learned being a Pampered Chef Kid. I have stories for each, but I'll try and cut that down because I know we're running short on time. So let's just get started. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was flexibility. That's kind of a buzzword in Pampered Chef because you all get to create your own schedules and work when you see fit. But from a kid's perspective, it's really great because that means your parent or parents get to be at your sporting events, they can chaperone your field trip, they can come on you with random spur of the moment weekend trips. My mom and I went to Oklahoma this May for a whole week, and that wouldn't be possible if she was in any other sort of career. The second one that kind of goes along with flexibility is increased quality time. I think you have to be intentional about how you do this, but when you have such a flexible work schedule, you can have more of that built-in quality time. And I did contact some other Pampered Chef kids to get some input on this speech as well, and I actually reached out to Shelby Bucky, Lori Bilkey's daughter, and this quote is from her. She says that one thing I loved about being a Pampered Chef Kid was going to shows with my mom growing up. Not only was it great one-on-one time, but it also gave me a way to help my mom out, as she was always doing things for us kids. I got to have my mom at home during the day and summer, and I will forever cherish those memories. The next one is financial freedom. I've already heard quite a bit about that in the room today. You just paid down a lot of your debt, others just bought a swing set for your kids. All those things are really cool. And I want to share with you something that I just experienced on the bus. I went on the home office tour today, and as we were coming back, the bus driver made a comment. We were driving by the outlet malls and said, "Oh, ladies, your husband called and he wants me to keep all your credit cards for the week so you don't spend all your money." And of course, people kind of laughed, but then some lady in the back, she yells, "We have our own credit cards." That's right. Little financial freedom. Another thing I learned is the importance of sisterhood, a support network, a team. You learn that in sports growing up, you learn that in clubs, but you also see that in Pampered Chef and in any job that you're a part of. The presence of strong female role models, can't say that loud enough. I mean, look around, this is an incredible group to be a part of. 6, food can create memories and be a source of stability. Recently I heard of the term a food memory. Mom and I were just talking about it. Someone, every time her kids come home, they make roast beef. Well, 2 food memories for me was when I was in track and field. Track is like a brutal sport in the spring in Iowa because it's so cold. And so my mom would bring thermoses, like a camping thermos, and fill it with lasagna soup. And it caught on to my track teammates, and so by the end of the year, we all had thermoses full of lasagna soup that was still hot at the end of the track meet. So that was really cool. And then another one is making the Spritz cookies at Christmas time. And my brother also had something to say about that one as well. He had a few friends that, and my brother's a funny guy, but this was actually very serious and thoughtful, and I was like, "Oh, Matt, that's nice, I'll include that." He said that he could sleep well at night knowing that any of his friends that were over never went hungry when they were under the same roof as him, and that I can attest to. No one ever went hungry at our house. 7, this one I just thought about recently as we are walking in here. You hear a lot about, especially college kids, you're your own personal brand, especially with social media. You have to be mindful of what you're posting and how you're acting and all that stuff. But I think I learned that from a young age because Mom always had Pampered Chef gear. She had bags. Heck, our license plate even says Pampered Chef, which is really not that cool in high school because everyone knew where I was all the time. But I guess, so you're always having to be mindful of who you are and what you represent. And so that's something that I learned that I think a lot of my peers are still catching up to. The 8th, the worst thing that can happen is they'll say no. So ask for that party, ask for that recruit, ask for that job. The worst thing that will happen is someone will say no, and then you don't have to wonder. The ninth, as a Pampered Chef Kid, you easily have the by far best stocked college apartment of any of your friends, kitchen supplies, and you also know how to use them. I've had several lessons with my friends. I didn't know that not normal kids don't know what a garlic press is. They don't cook with fresh garlic. So I had lots of those fun lessons with my roommates. And then finally, the one my mom just brought up at the end, one of the best things about being a Pampered Chef Kid is the travel. Each Pampered Chef Kid I asked has mentioned this numerous times. My brother said it's enabled me to see parts of the world and to fuel my passion for travel. Shelby said, going on those fabulous vacations growing up has put high expectations on my personal trips and wondering what to do when the Pampered Chef best friends aren't around to do things with on those trips. And I also asked Kyle Sweedler, Sydney Sweedler, what his favorite part of being a Pampered Chef Kid was, and he said, between all the fun times cooking with my mom and trying out new recipes and tools, to all the fun, amazing trips we all got to go on so that we could go on adventures and meet new friends, or even just the small trips to Independence, Hudson, or Remsen. If it weren't for Pampered Chef, we wouldn't even be having this conversation or having the connection with our small group. It's like having an extended family with the fun group we had growing up as kids.
Wow.
As you can tell, the travel definitely has a special place in the hearts of us Pampered Chef Kids. To conclude, perhaps you wonder how your business affects your children when you're gone at night at shows or working on weekends. Well, I'm here to tell you that we do notice, but we're proud of you. So I would like to have a round of applause for all the Pampered Chef parents in the room. Your kids love you.